Harold Reed lived in Unit 2B of a modest apartment complex in Manchester. He was 62, divorced, retired from the postal service, and entirely unremarkable to the people around him. Not unpleasant, not eccentric, just ordinary. To his neighbors, he was little more than the man who fed the pigeons at 6 a.m. sharp, wore the same tan cardigan year-round, and always nodded politely when spoken to. He had no family nearby. No loud visitors. No parties. No drama. The kind of person you notice only when they disappear. Which is exactly what happened one spring morning. The maintenance worker, George, realized he hadn't seen Harold's recycling bin out in 2 weeks. Curious, he knocked on the door. No answer. The super entered with a key and found Harold sitting quietly in his chair, eyes closed, a radio playing softly by his side. He'd died peacefully in his sleep, days ago. The news spread through the building like a silent shiver. Most residents couldn't remember the last time they'd spoken more than a sentence to him. But then something strange began to happen. The building manager found an envelope on her desk with the rent, paid 6 months in advance. George, the maintenance man, discovered his broken moped had been repaired overnight, the parts replaced and a small note tucked under the seat. Take care of this old thing. It's worth the effort. A single mother on the 5th floor received an anonymous envelope with £300 and a message, for your daughter's braces. She deserves to smile without hiding. No one could figure out where the money had come from, or who had sent the notes, until someone looked into Harold's will. It was 27 pages long, not in legal jargon, but in handwritten letters addressed to each of the tenants in his building. He knew all their names, their routines, their quiet struggles. To Mr. and Mrs. McCarthy he wrote, I noticed your arguments always stopped when the dog was on your lap. Don't give her away. She's your bridge back to each other. To young Luca in 3C, who often came home with bruises from the skate park. Keep skating. But wear the elbow pads. You're better than you think. To the teenager downstairs, who played violin too loud. Don't turn it down. You're getting better. Let the world hear you. To the woman on the 3rd floor who cried alone on her balcony. I've cried there too. It's okay. The view helps. Harold had seen everything. He had listened, cared, and quietly helped whenever he could, without fanfare or acknowledgement. His bank records showed dozens of anonymous payments, small gifts, and repairs made in secret. His life, invisible on the surface, had been quietly woven into everyone else's. At his memorial, the community came together for the first time. People who had lived next to each other for years spoke, cried, and laughed together. They shared stories they hadn't known they all had in common, stories that all circled back to Harold. They realized they'd lived beside a man who, without ever asking for anything, had changed their lives in small, lasting ways. In the days that followed, a small plaque was placed outside Unit 2B. To Harold Reed, the neighbor who saw us. And from then on, every year on the day he passed, the residents gathered in the courtyard with cups of tea and told stories, not just about Harold, but about each other. They became the kind of community he had always believed they could be. You don't need a spotlight to make a difference. Sometimes, the quietest lives leave behind the loudest echoes. You never know who's watching and caring until they're gone.